Okay, like I did on the buff packet, I'm going to do different examples in different classes so that we'll have more videos. So when you're working on the homework, if you're looking for extra help, go to my website. You'll see several videos posted. More examples than we have time to do in one class. So, ocean time, very nice. Okay, first step is the same as before. Take the derivative of both sides. So here we go. That's wrong. Hold on. Questions to there? That's not new, just taking the derivative of both sides. Question? Okay. Just say it out loud, please. Which would you consider more similar to multiplication? Add or subtract? Say it. Add. So multiplication is repeated addition. Subtraction can be thought of as, division can be thought of as repeated subtraction. So that's how I memorize the rules. So we've shown the product rule. The quotient rule follows the exact same pattern. Exact same pattern. So you take the bottom, the second, and multiply by the derivative of the top. So that starts out exactly the same as the product rule. But because division is more like subtraction, you subtract. Switch it around. Okay, so how I memorize the rule is I memorize the product rule first, which is very straightforward. Then I just do the exact same thing for the quotient rule except subtraction because division is more like subtraction. And you also have to remember that you must have a quotient still. So you divide by g squared. That's the quotient rule on the green sheet. So. Question? Cool. So we just apply the rule now. So next line you're going to say f prime equals. Take the bottom. Multiply by the derivative of the top, minus the top, multiply by the derivative of the bottom. Now on the bottom it's not a derivative, it's just the g function squared. Question? Please, go ahead.
Couldn't you use the constant rule until I said
So at the very beginning, we could have definitely used the constant rule, pull it out. No harm in doing that. It kind of works about the same either way. So either way, totally fine. 2 points. Anybody else? Yeah, I'm not sure which is best, to be honest. So either way. Questions to hear? Okay, you're done with the quotient rule. Now you just keep writing, good notation. You have to write this on every line. Now, look, in this class, I have not found it useful. I'd say 99% of the time. Leave this as is. Don't do anything with it, just leave it alone. Okay? Work on the top. So, next line, f prime equals 2 to the x. Okay, this one I'm hoping you can do in your head as well. Because the multiplying constant, we just kind of keep track of it, but we don't do anything with it. Just say it out loud, please. What is the derivative of e to the x? Say it. E to the x. So I have 2 to the x multiplied by 17 e to the x. We need to see more detail on that.
So we're beyond stage where we stop, right?
What's that?
What would be on the like you say? Try and find one.
Oh, good question. Hey, 3 for math. No, we're still, like if you stop here on the written portion of the test,
Yeah.
you won't get full credit.
Did you still have it?
Yeah, you haven't evaluated the DDX.
Okay. It is DDA stuff.
I've got to get rid of the DDX. Good. Next thing. So minus 17 e to the x. Now I have to use the exponential rule. So it's going to be natural log of 2 multiplied by 2 to the x. Then I would have dx over dx, which is okay to not write at this point. Question? Please.
Why don't you have to write the 2 to the x squared?
Oh, we will. Sorry. Yeah, don't forget the bottom. We don't do anything, but you have to write it. If you don't write it, you will lose points. Okay, on the written section, you should stop at this point. Full credit, don't keep going. Multiple choice, none of the answers look like that, so we got to do something else. So you have to factor. So, points for the whole room. Here's a term minus another term. So hands up. What are the factors of this term? Come on, hands. What are the factors, Bright?
2 to the x and 17.
How many knew it? Point, 3 for Bryce. What are the factors here, hands? What are the factors on this side? What it? How many knew it? 2, 3 for Nick. Perfect. So I pull out the common factors, which are 2 to the x, also e to the x, and 17. Leaving, okay, here's where, 2 points for Ella.
Yeah.
This is where, 3. This is where remembering that there's a factor of 1 is critical. So there's a 1 right here. You can't forget that factor of 1. Remember, factoring is reverse distribution. So you're going to take all of this, you're going to do the old rainbow thing, so multiply by 1 to get this, minus ln of 2. All over 2 to the x squared. You need me to talk more about that? Just wait. Please.
Should we stop there for, like, is that the...
There still won't be a multiple choice answer that will look like this. So one more step. Let me just talk through it, make sure nobody's going to make a mistake here. Okay, points for the whole room. We factored the numerator. So now there are several factors which make up the numerator. Hands up. What are the factors which multiply to create the numerator? Hands, come on. What are the factors which multiply Preston to create the numerator?
2x, 17, e to the x, and then 1 minus ln.
How many knew it? 2 points, 3 for Preston. Okay, the bottom is also factored. The factors of the bottom are 2 to the x and 2 to the x. So the rule is, if the top is factored and the bottom is factored, you can divide factors. So this factor of 2 to the x will divide with the factor in the bottom to make 1. So you're left with 17 e to the x, 1 subtract ln of 2, divided by 2 to the x. Questions? Please, Mike.
When we're writing the natural log, do we have to do a cursive L?
No, that's my habit. Yeah, this is fine. Is that what you meant? 2 points. I just do it this way, Maya, because I don't want to accidentally somehow think it's a 1, but either way is fine. Yeah. Anything on this one? We'll number the steps. Feel free to ask about anything. Please.
So, how soon is the test? Like, is it in November? Or
Oh no, October.
No, October. But remember, I know inverse tangent.
You are correct.
Yeah.
We have at, yeah, we're really close. Minimum one more homework assignment, maybe two,
No.
and then practice test, and then we'll test. Please, Nick.
Are we gonna learn about derivatives and integrals? That last rule on the.
So the very last rule is what's sometimes referred to as the second fundamental theorem of calculus. And it's a connection between derivatives and integrals. I put it on the sheet because it is the rule for finding the derivative of an integral. We don't actually learn about integrals till after test 3. So just before Christmas. We may do some work with that in formula. I haven't quite decided yet.
Wait, that's weird. Like, what's the derivative?
That's an integral. It's a big S, actually. It's a big S.
I don't like.
Oh, it's okay. It doesn't really like you either. Okay. Joke, humor. Question? Okay, next one.